The last time I wrote a song was in a college bathroom, scribbling my life away on scrap after class. Soon lacking on the grades, considered the time wasted. What I learned today was I failed and I hate this. To have my efforts graded and subjectively misplaced with teenage wastes of space with bank statements loaded with the commas. I do not belong with all yous, nothing but a slave for squalor on the bench watching ballers like holler. If you got some debt now, you're in full effect. If you're poor, let me hear some chest pounds. If you're insecure, show them how the hollows get down. Walk like you were never dead as if you're so.
I'm Katie J, and your Skyline Scoop starts right now. Good morning, Raiders. Today is there has been a change to Bus Route 2024. Students who use the Samuel Boulevard and Hunnicutt stop will now ride Bus Route 2028. The new pickup time will be at 8:35, and the new route will start on Friday, January 18th. Verizon users, to avoid text message charges from Remind.com, please download the app. You will still get notices for scholarships without fees, and fees will begin to be applied starting January 28th. Now let's take a look at sports with Alejandro.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Alejandro Torres with your Skyline Sports coverage. This week, your player of the week. Good morning, Raiders. I'm here with
Regina Cabrera.
Jose Ovalle.
Can you describe what training looks like for a swimmer?
Well, it's very challenging. At first, it seems easy, like to other people, but in reality, it's very hard. There's a lot of endurance and a lot of training, like and in the morning, and then also athletic period. But I mean, it's fun, yeah.
And what do you do to personally hype yourself up?
Well, we all know, like, before a meet, my bad, you get kind of nervous, and I tend to tense up a little bit, so I kind of start clapping and stuff, and like kind of hypes everyone up. So I guess like their hype kind of hypes me up.
And what motivates you the most?
Me, I guess my teammates, because I see them improving on their skills, their kicking, their time, and it helps me start like okay, I have to also drop time and do this and improve and get better for them and for me. So yeah.
And what would you say is the most challenging aspect to be on the swimming team?
I guess personally it would be, since I'm we're co-captains of the team, we kind of have to help people out, not only like with your own nerves. It has to be them. You have to keep them in mind, and also just, you know, having a good time, and, you know, competing, having good sportsmanship, and yeah.
And what can you say is your greatest success so far?
I guess for me, becoming captain, but also becoming captain with her, because I started off with her as a freshman, and now it's just us two. And then also my teammates, like, I'm seeing them improve, so it makes me feel as if I did a good job, and I'm a good role model.
And do you have plans for a swimming career moving forward?
I don't think personally, competitively, no. But I do plan on continuing teaching kids how to swim, promoting safety in the water, because, you know, it's good to see people that were really scared of the water, you know, feel better about themselves and, you know, go out and not have to worry about anything else.
The question everyone wants to know is water wet?
You tell me.
Is water wet?
No comment.
Well, thank you for being here, and I wish you luck during the meets.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for this week, Raiders. Make sure you go out and support our Skyline team. Let's go, Raiders.
Now let's take a look at our news segment, Interesting News Topics with Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel Ellis, and this is INT, for Important News Topics. I'm here to tell you about all the recent news you may or may not have missed. First bit of news, Trump did a thing. We have a major situation about the government shutdown. A situation that President Trump describes as an invasion and a humanitarian crisis. This all started when Trump asked the government to fund the making of the wall on the Mexican border. However, the government said no. This led to Trump denying pay to employers, and the stock market is starting to see its downfall. Next we have sports. The Dallas Cowboys went up against the Los Angeles Rams. Unfortunately, they lost. It was an end score of 22-30. Finally, we have interesting news about a lunar eclipse due to arrive January 21st. If you didn't know, an eclipse is when the moon receives no light from the sun and turns red. Don't miss it. It's going to be epic. And that's all the news we have this week, Raiders. See you next week. Bye.
This week we had a Let's Get It Together pep rally for positive change. In the spirit of moving forward and towards positive futures, we asked some of our Skyline teachers what their hopes are for the students.
My hope for students here at Skyline is that they can be the best that they can be, that they can see beyond current situations, see beyond any perception they have of themselves, and see that they can achieve as much as they can possibly achieve, through their own determination and through the help of other people.
My hope for our students is that they find value in their education that they're obtaining here at Skyline, that once they leave, they are equipped with the necessary academic and social skills required to be successful in this 21st century global workforce. And most importantly, it is my hope that all of our students are happy with whatever educational pursuits they may pursue, as well as whatever career avenues they decide to take in life. Because happiness, at the end of the day, is the most important thing that you can have.
My hope is that all of our students discover their potential here and go on with their lives and use their education to live rich, fulfilling lives.
All right, my hope for Skyline is that we're the top school in the nation and that over 90% of our graduating seniors get accepted to the school of their choice.
What are my hopes and dreams for the students here at Skyline? My hopes and dreams for each and every individual student is to achieve success, make the best grades possible, go to college. Even if they don't want to go to college, get them a nice trade to develop a career. Because all we want them to do, or all I would want them to do, is be productive citizens in this society, learn how to take care of their communities, embrace the elderly in their communities, and be role models for the younger students who are coming behind them, be it that they are their brothers and sisters or their neighbors. Is for the older students to just set examples for the other students to want to follow.
Hope and optimism. That is what Skyline High School offers students. There are so many things that a student can choose to involve themselves in at Skyline, from athletics to clusters and magnets to chess club to robotics to cosmetology to automotive. We are so excited about every single one of those things that our students have the opportunity to do. And so we want to say that our hope is on becoming and on taking advantage of all of those opportunities.
Skyline Magnet and Career Development Center is now taking applications for the 2019-2020 school year. Do not miss out on the wonderful academic opportunity to join one of our unique and challenging career clusters. Families can apply online at magnetonline.dallasisd.org. Then visit Ms. Guzman in the office 104 to drop off recent STAR scores, recent report card, and utility bill, proof of residency, and book your interview date. Deadline to apply is January 31st, 2019. Now for a clip of the week. Now let's take a look at the A segment.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life had an enormous impact on race relations in the United States. Years after his death, he is the most widely known African American leader of his era. His life and work have been honored with a national holiday, school and public buildings named after him, and a memorial on Independence Mall in Washington, D.C. Historically, in 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed into law a bill creating Dr. Martin Luther King Day, a federal holiday honoring the legacy of the slain civil rights leader. The Martin Luther King holiday is a day of service, not relaxation. Since 1994, it has been a day of service, a day on, not a day off, when people are encouraged to come together with volunteer projects to move us closer to achieving the dream Dr. King had for the nation. Dr. King once said, "What we all have to decide is whether we will walk in the light of creative altruism or the darkness of destructive selfishness." Life's most persistent and nagging question is, what are you doing for others? The question, although posed before most of you were born, is still equally as relevant. The question is, Skyline Raiders, will we walk in the light of unselfishness and self-sacrifice for the greater good, or will we walk in the darkness of destructive selfishness? The answer should be a resounding, we will follow the pattern of Dr. King and live the dream of making humanity, this school, and our neighborhood, and the world a better place for all humanity. Dr. King spent his life as a proponent of nonviolent resistance. In our English 3 textbook, Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail is included. The backdrop for this letter is the spring of 1963. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. organized a demonstration in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. Entire families attended. City police turned dogs and fire hoses on demonstrators for breaking an unjust law against political demonstrations. He was held for 24 hours without being allowed his constitutional right to contact a lawyer. Dr. King was jailed along with a large number of his supporters, but the event drew national attention. During his time in jail, he penned the letter from a Birmingham jail. Dr. King's letter formed the blueprint for civil rights, and his adherence to nonviolence became a model for protest and social change, even today. In it, he argues that he and his fellow demonstrators have a duty to fight for justice. Dr. King then went on to explain the 4 steps of nonviolent protest: fact-finding, negotiation, self-purification, and direct action. He didn't regret his decision, nor should he. Dr. King eloquently spelled out his theory of nonviolence, which states, nonviolent direct action seeks to create such a crisis and foster such a tension that a community which has constantly refused to negotiate is forced to confront the issue. Raider Nation, your teachers often say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Dr. King's letter from a Birmingham jail is evidence of the strength that exists in nonviolence and language applied with a pen. Finally, Dr. King delivered possibly his most profound and his most memorable speech, the I Have a Dream speech, to a massive group of civil rights marchers gathered around the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Through his repetition, he was able to portray what he envisioned as a racially equal America in the future. He dreamed that Americans would live by the saying that people are created equal and thus everyone can get along. He wanted everyone to get along even if it was a former slave owner and a slave. He dreamed that children would be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. His repetition made people think about their own dreams and allowed them to be inspired by Dr. King's dreams. Through this, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spread his idea of equality everywhere in America. Today, each of you Skyline Raiders must think about your vision for your future, but not only just think, but to put action to your dreams. Skyline offers a vast array of opportunities. Your goal must be to grasp every opportunity and see them as a reality. Your goal must be through nonviolence and the power of utilizing your brains and the power of your pen. We can be the change we want to see in the world. In conclusion, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is the only American with a unique individual holiday. Not even American presidents are so remembered anymore. Whether you are African American, Hispanic, Mexican American, or Native American, whether you are Caucasian or Asian American, you are part of the great dream Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had for America. Let's live the dream and become a dreamer ourselves.
That's all we have for today, Raiders. Be sure to catch up on all things Skyline by following us at Skynet Broadcasting. And to make sure you never miss an episode of your Skyline Scoop, sign up to receive mobile broadcasts by texting at SKYN to 81010. Catch us every day at skynetbroadcasting.org and make sure to listen to tomorrow's hits today and every day in the cafeteria anywhere else in the world with Skynet Radio. I'm Katie J, and from here, everybody at Skynet Broadcasting, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time, Raiders.
Such a nice day.